Hey y'all, so I have another product that I want to tell you all about now. I started trying out creatine, I believe over probably about a year ago. And I heard of creatine ever since I've been, training in a gym for many, many years. But I never looked into it because I was like, I'm already muscular, I never had a problem building muscle. And for, those of you who haven't, heard a little bit of my testimony, I actually had a lot of challenges that I dealt with as far as image, my self-image. And there was a lot of it correlated to that. I was always muscular. I was wondering why I didn't look like the other girls. Why did I look like I came out the womb running track? People would always ask me the sports that I played, and I was like, no, I'm not playing these sports. And I just became really self-conscious. I remember looking at my calves and like, what is that muscle? I'm talking about like the gastrocnemius muscle. And I looked at the back of my legs and I compared it to other ladies because I didn't see anybody that was built like me until I remember one time I saw Dominique Dawes. And I actually ended up going to the Olympics in 2008. My company sent us there, and I just believe that was just like a God wink. I was in the elevator with like Dominique Dawes, and I wish that I would have, said more to her, but I was just like, there's no way. But she was one of the people that when I saw gymnasts, I was like, whoa, it was the closest thing that I saw that looked like my body composition. And so, yeah, that was really exciting. But about the creatine. So I never looked into creatine because I always correlated to getting buffer. And I was like, I don't want to look buffer. I already look too buff. And so I never looked into it, but these last few years, it hasn't left me alone. And so about a year ago, I tried some. I purchased some. I can't remember the brand, but you've probably seen the brand. It's white, all white, and then it has like an orange label. They have a lot of different products, but pretty reputable company. But I was just told, just get any type of creatine, whatever. And so I got that, but it hurt my stomach, and so I stopped. And then a few months later, I tried it. Tried it again. I was told that I needed to drink more water. Maybe that would help. And I tried so many different ways. And so finally, I found this other one that was micronized, and I didn't have the same effect. It didn't have the same effect, or digestive upset. Now I don't know if that was because of that. Maybe my digestive system is more efficient than it was at that time. But I'm assuming that it was because of the type, or maybe because it was just new. But I tried the micronized, which is like a finer granulation. It's a little bit finer, a different processing. And I used that brand for probably like about 6 months. And that was fine. I realized that when I increased the dosage, that I had to make sure that I really increased the water, but I felt a difference in my body's function. And so as I looked into it more, I just, there's certain things that God will highlight to us, like he'll put things in front of our face until we actually look into it. And creatine was one of those things. And come to find out, it's way more than building muscle. Well, let me tell you, it didn't make me buffer, but it did help my joints. And man, it gave me so much more cognitive clarity, I have to tell you all. But I had to make sure I drank enough water. Now, I liked the way it felt when I took the 10. Just the energy while I was working out, the energy and the muscle, the ability to push it felt like the old days. It felt like back in the days when earlier times when I was working out, when it seemed like I could lift the whole building. But I took it and I loved the experience. So positive experience. But then as I looked into it more, I understood that there were some versions that you wanted to find out about where the creatine came from and what lab. And I didn't have that much information on the product that I was purchasing. So I decided, okay, after I finish with this one, I'm going to try a different one. And the recommendations that I learned, the type that I found out was the higher standard was one called Creapure. And so I found out that I needed to look for a product that had the actual signage to say Creapure. So I'll show you that right there. So it looks just like that. You know, sometimes it's a little bit smaller. Most products don't have it right on the front, but this Peak Performance, they went ahead and just put it right on the front. And so I wanted to tell you, this is the third type that I've tried, and this is actually the first Creapure that I've tried. Well, let me tell you, the first time that I took it, I'm telling you, within I'm gonna give it a few minutes, I immediately felt mental energy, like immediately. um it's mixes easily. There's nothing gritty about it. It's just like nothing almost in your water. You see a little bit of it in there, but there's no taste, like absolutely bland taste. You can mix it in whatever you want to mix it in. But this, and I'm assuming that it's because it's Creapure. So I am going to try another brand that's Creapure, and I'll keep you all updated. But Peak Performance is a quality brand that I tried years ago, that I forgot that I used to buy a green drink from my dad. I researched so many, and I was trying to find an easy way for him to get in more of these nutrients that he needed. And Peak Performance actually has a green drink that's amazing. And they're just a very reputable company. Everything that they have is quality sourced. And so, of course, they didn't, fail here. So this is about a 30-month supply if you use 5 grams. Not a 30-month, I wish. This is a 30-day supply using 5 grams. And I'm going to try the 5 grams, and I'm also going to try the 10 grams of this and see how it happens. Typically, when I had the 10, I'll exercise in the beginning of the day, probably around 7, earlier part of the day. And typically when I had the creatine, I didn't have enough water with it, then at about 4 o'clock, later on in the, late afternoon, I would start to experience like, headaches if I didn't drink enough water, but no digestive issues with the other one. But I would experience that when I took the higher dosages. So the 5, I never experienced that, but I had to be really, really, really cautious as to making sure that I took enough water with the 10, with the 10. So just to give you that tip, when you take the higher amounts, you want to take with the 10. Some individuals take it all the way up to like 20 grams. Some individuals start off with the higher grams, but I would say if you're looking for those benefits for your mental cognition, and I'll put some more information down below about all of the benefits of creatine, and I'll put the link to purchase a creatine product if you want to try it out. But go ahead and try the 5 grams first, and experience those benefits. Assistance with building muscle, putting energy into the muscle so you can actually perform the actions. But one of the significant pieces of information that I learned about creatine is the benefits for your brain. And for those of you that are concerned about dementia, Alzheimer's, and maybe you've had a high carbohydrate diet for a long time, maybe you're diabetic, or like many of you, you are sleep deprived. You're not sleeping, get the creatine, okay? But don't take it around bedtime, because it does give you mental energy, and it doesn't feel like caffeine stimulant. It just feels like clean, smooth energy, you all. It feels great. So I'm going to continue with this, and I'll keep you all updated on this. And then when I try another Creapure brand, and I'll see how that goes. That way I'll be able to tell, oh, it's the the Creapure. I'm just using the plain one. Don't get the ones with the flavorings and all of that. Just plain, just unflavored, just plain. And like I said, it doesn't taste like anything. But you all, especially if you're over the age of 30, especially if you're over the age of 60, get some creatine, you all. And make sure that you're drinking enough water, because if you're not, then you might not like what's going on. So like I said, I'll keep you all posted with the higher dosages, see how that worked for me. But you want to pick this up, just go ahead and click on that link down below. Pick it up for yourself, and then give me some feedback as to the benefits that you've received. Also, look at the information that I give you below. Don't just take something just because, oh, I heard this. No. Educate yourself, because that's going to give you it's going to give you confidence in being able to execute what it is that you need to do for yourself. That's one of the keys to being able to stay healthy, to get healthy and stay healthy, is to ask questions. Stop letting the doctors just tell you about what they were trained to tell you. You need to look into the research yourself, okay? Pharmaceutical companies are all in the details. They're all in the details, you all. And we can't be guinea pigs anymore. So let's start getting to the root of our issues. Let's start to reframe our mind in regards to how we're seeing things, because I would have never tried the creatine if I was still stuck in this place of, oh, I'm afraid that I'm going to be too muscular, or why come I don't look like the other girls? No, God said, you are valuable, Janelle. Let me show you the value that I put on you. Let me show you the value that I put on you. Everything, there's a reason and a purpose behind everything, you all. And you know what? Strength is a good thing. And however that strength looks on you is good. If your organs are healthy, your heart is healthy, and I'm saying healthy not based on some standard blood test, but if you are healthy, if your energy, your cognition, you can get down on the floor, get back up, you 60, you can run with your grandkids if you need to. You don't have a excess stored body fats trying to smother your organs. If your body composition, some people have wider shoulders, they have more narrow shoulders. I'm not talking about your structure, I'm talking about your health, your strength, your body's ability to function the way that God designed it. Everything else is just preference. So who cares about somebody's opinion? Get the things that you need and benefit from those things that are that there's the well-researched, and always just go with the standard things first. Don't try to jump to it. Let me get this and get this. Go with the standard things. Go with the standard things, okay? All right, you also, I want y'all feeling good. I'm so excited to feel better and to be able to enjoy life and to get all the benefits that God said that we can have, you also. I hope that was helpful. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a blessed day.